Coming up, Alpina gets a protective beard, and we turn Project Chicago into a mirror on wheels.
This is crazy.
Hello and welcome to part 17 of Project Chicago. In the previous episode, the no longer cheap Alpina B7 got a lick of new paint. David and Artur Slabek service from Poland did a fantastic job and changed the color of the car to a azurid black. But as is often the case after a paint job, the car needs a final detail to remove sanding marks, swirls, and bring the paint to 100%. This part of the process was specifically reserved for boys and gals from Gion. Gion not only offers top-notch detailing products, everything from A to Z, but they also offer a variety of detailing trainings from basic to highly advanced level, and you're about to see a glimpse of that. Yves Heylen, the master detailer and a walking vault filled with detailing tips, will be our tutor and the man in charge of transforming Project Chicago at the Gion Experience Center. I'll just say this, I thought I knew enough about paint correction, detailing, washing and maintaining a car until I met Yves. So buckle up and get ready to learn from the best.
All right, so we are finally in Gion with Yves.
Hi.
Who's going to do complete detail of the car.
Finally, because it...
We've been talking about this since the first engine blew up, which was like last year, beginning of last year.
Yes, exactly.
So finally we're here. The car was completely repainted to azurid or azurid black. I don't know how you pronounce that, but the color is beautiful.
It's amazing. I love Alpina cars.
But it needs a bit of love.
It needs a bit of love.
So what's the first step?
Well, actually, because it's repainted, normally we should do, when the car comes in, we should do like full decon of tar and iron, but I know you didn't drive the car, and so we will start always with the wheels. I want to have the wheels clean. Just like to start with the wheels first.
Always,
Wheels, tires, because I don't want to have water drying out on the car, etc., etc. And then I will make some degreasing solution to remove all possible oils from the car, from the guys who painted it and polished it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of compound here and there that needs to be removed.
Yeah, so we start from a clean canvas. Then we will drive the car inside
and
inspect it and put some markings, what we have to do. I have some setup here of the products, some hot water. I like to spray in only 2 wheels at a time because...
I do the same,
because
by the time you're done over there, it's dry,
out.
It's sticky.
Exactly.
The good thing, these were already refinished, and I already put Gion rim quartz ceramic coating on them.
That will make it even easier.
Should be pretty easy to clean.
So I have 2 guns, iron wheel cleaner, and we will, I'll start by spraying. Thing is that when you have a lot of spokes, it takes some time to do well, because I like to
spray on the sides as well.
Spray on the sides as well, just otherwise when you don't have product, it cannot work. It's not about using more product, it's about more efficient.
And applying it properly.
So I'll do now some inside sprays. I don't like to use brush because I'll explain you why.
You can scratch the wheel?
Yes, absolutely. So my goal is always to...
No, I don't mean traditional brush, but like a microfiber brush or something.
For the insides, yes. These are a bit more difficult with the Alpinas, but I like to now let the product do its job. Then I do the tires in the meantime, then rinse the wheel. Then I remove, like with these wheel cleaners, sometimes always 95% of dirt. And because we have iron particles, when I now start scrubbing with the brush, I'm having iron particles scrubbing on my paint. See how clean the tires are. So you see.
Oh, that's so much dirt coming out.
That's already like, because when we put afterwards a nice tire dressing on, it's not gonna stick properly. And what I like to do is with the brush, like
clean the brush.
Yeah, because otherwise you keep on moving and you keep on rubbing with dirt. So if I now rinse the tire, afterwards I will do another set of cleaning to see if this is white, then my tire is clean. Oh, really good job with the rim.
Yep.
This is what makes wheel cleaning easy, man. So
you can really see how the ceramic coating is doing its job.
I didn't touch the wheel yet, even on the inside, you see?
It's clean.
It's clean. Even if I do this, I have...
There's no dirt, it just comes off.
Yeah. This is actually what you need to have, is like to have a white solution on the tire.
Then you know it's clean. And that one is done.
I never play with a lot of pressure, so I reduce the pressure a little bit. because I don't think that pressure is removing a lot of dirt. It's like just to rinse. Sometimes I remove and I
Gentle cleaning.
just do gentle cleaning, you see? It doesn't, the job should be done by the product, not always by the pressure washer. White and clean, so.
And that's a brand new tire. I never applied anything on it.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to clean. It looks like mint and new.
Look at that finish.
Thing is with this new wheel cleaner, not only removing iron particles, it's like for also to remove road dirt, because there's more than only iron on wheels. So when you use
it's not
iron,
all brake dust.
It's not all brake dust, right? Actually, you see sometimes the product not even sticking because of the rim.
The ceramic coating.
Yes, yeah.
But this is another good thing because it's not going to eat at the ceramic coating and remove protection.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice and easy.
You know, when I finally will rinse your car, I will always rinse your car with open hose.
Not pressure washer?
Because you will see, I will show you later how much product and chemical, when you use pressure, you create foam, and how much
It
still
stays in the gaps and.
Good, wheels done, tires done. I'm going to use some degreasing tabs. So this is actually comes with certain coatings for certified guys to do it after the polishing stage as well, because before you put in the ceramic coating, you need to degrease properly. We supply this because when you do a wash with this, I'm sure that all the oils will be removed. Sometimes we get the comment of like, yeah, we used them and it scratched the car. It didn't. It's removed all your oils from your polishing. And the true result is what you're left with. It's in hot water and then rub it in the hand so that it dissolves.
Okay.
And then the hotter it is, you can do it in like boiling water. It will go quicker.
Good to clean your hands as well.
As well, for sure. But listen, put your hand in it. You feel it gives lubrication.
Yeah, it does.
You feel it?
Yeah.
It's very good to the hand.
Yeah.
And it's not that it will scratch your car because of pulling it dry, you know. I'll put some foam. I know a little bit what the dilution ratio is on this one. What I'm going to do now as well is I'm going to put 30 ml of APC in it.
Oh, that stuff is good. I've been using that to clean the engine bays, wheel arches and stuff,
So just to give it a bit more kick and cleaning power, that will be around 10 caps. And that's a nice mixing solution to give your foam a little bit more kick. So I have like
a bit more pep.
So I'll start from bottom to top and I will take the wheel arches with me. So this is kind of foam solution that you want because sometimes people do this. It's nice for the videos, but I'll show you.
Yeah.
This makes no sense because look, it's gonna pull down and the product is not gonna work because the weight is too heavy of the foam.
Too quickly.
It's nice for Mickey Mouse and for Donald Duck and whatever on YouTube, but it's not effective. So I want to find the solution that sticks.
You're right, look at the difference.
You see, exactly.
Look at the door and look at that over there.
So it needs to dwell and it needs to let the product do its job to emulsify the dirt.
So you don't use, what do you call it, microfiber or towel?
No, I let first let it sit just to emulsify most of the dirt. So I will also start from bottom to top in rinsing because when you do this, you don't know where you've been. If I do this,
you know exactly.
I know exactly.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been doing it the wrong way then.
If I do this, you see,
you can see where you were, yeah.
If I do this, what did I do? Because at a certain point I will have to go from top to bottom, but the most of the dirt will be
on the bottom.
Will be there, which is important to tackle first. Yeah? This is where you see from the polishing oils of you have beading and also the fact that it's very slick already from the paint job. We have the wash pad which has two sides. So we have a long fiber side and a short fiber side. I like to wash the car first, the long part of the fibers, and then when you're done, because the car is wet, do another pass with your shampoo, only with the white side. And when you wipe, you will see if this gets dirty, you missed spots. So when you do this as a final check, and this is a shorter napped fiber, you don't want to start cleaning with this because a lot of dirt will be sitting on it. Shake it in, and then when I start from top to bottom, I like to make some foam lubrication and just glide over it and then rinse out. You see, like I did, then lubrification. I don't do circles, I do cross, because this way sometimes you don't miss spots.
It's like when applying ceramic coating.
Yeah, it's just about consistency, you know. So
You're making sure you don't miss
I'm
a
not
spot.
pushing, I'm just like
Gliding over.
gliding over. The soap should do the job. Then I clean it out, so put it back in. And I always wash, like now, if I go here, I always wash till here. This part I leave.
It's always, there's a lot more dirt there.
Exactly, the last part, and I do a different technique there. I will never start here.
No?
No, because where do you have most
That's
of the
the
dirt?
most dirt, yeah, you're right.
So you take fresh soap, you tap, you give it lubrification. I will go from here to here in one movement and go off the paint. Then
So
I will take it out. So I remove, when I have little dirt, more, maximum, off, take out. Then I do the same for like another section, maybe here, like this, out, yeah? This is clean now, we go here, dirt, more dirt, off, right? And now,
you don't rub it back into
I
the
don't
paint.
rub it, so now this is, for me, this is separate part. This is actually, normally I take another mitt for that. Same for the rear bumpers, etc. When you have this area.
The lower part, it's always...
So it's always like, if you come here, you do like this, you have to go, I flip my mitt and I take it out. Doesn't cost more time.
Just doing it
So
properly.
yeah, just doing it properly.
Especially if you have freshly paint corrected and
Yes.
ceramic coated car, very important.
Yes, same for all these crevices. When you have this, you know, I see people going through there with brushes and etc. You know, because there is a lot of dirt in there. I hate this, you know. You really scratch up all your paint. So what I do is I take simple microfiber towel, yeah, like this. You have a old credit card or whatever. Put it in it. I will not scratch my paint with this towel, and I just put it in. I go through it. Yeah. I don't scratch my paint anywhere here. I don't scratch it, and I'm very effective on what I'm doing, because my brush, one hair, will never remove this dirt. You can brush for 10 hours here, and it's always the same. It's like, maybe it doesn't look professional, but as long as it doesn't scratch my paint and
it's effective at
and
cleaning.
it's effective, I don't care if it looks not professional. Rather than having a brush that looks professional and makes your paint look worse. I like to just, you see, go through there.
Especially on a car that didn't have fresh paint like this one, it's going to be full of dirt.
It's going to be full of dirt, yeah. And then, especially when you have to PPF a car afterwards, when there is a lot of dust there,
it's not going to stick.
It's not going to stick. It's going to get your dust under your PPF, etc.
Or if you're polishing and you grab that with the sponge,
exactly,
with the pad.
Exactly. So I like to do like some crevices with simple things, just to make sure that I remove. So when you dry out, make sure you just wet the paint and not.
So you don't dragging the towel on dry paint.
Yeah,
you need a bit of lubrication.
Exactly. Yeah. When you rinse the crevices, sometimes a lot of foam is still coming out. Like, see, mirrors. No pressure. Just like look at the crevices there. You see. This is what you need to have, you know,
before polishing.
Yeah. When it's too much beading, it's not going to be good. That means there is too much oil. Drying towel. This is the new packaging. Actually, we even improved it a little bit. It has even more absorbency.
I love that thing.
Yeah, it has a slightly different.
So I have the older model.
Yeah, you have the. I'll get you a new one. And this now shows. When we dry it, we can have some credits. Breton, when you would have a coated car, I would always suggest to spray some quick detailer or ceramic detailer on the car to reduce friction. But we need to polish anyway. The goal is to dry. So I will just now use it in the softest possible way.
And that's how you use a drying towel.
Yeah.
You don't just go and rub.
No, you just look.
I mean, look at that.
I just go over it. No pressure at all. Even if you want, you can, at certain places you can dab, and then. So that's very little streaking on a black car.
Wow.
For a dry towel.
And what about the door jambs and stuff?
Yes, this is a good question. When it's freshly painted, I would not suggest to use, like, again, brushes on this stuff, Use like
Scratch.
microfiber towel with some shampoo, go through it gently, then blow it out. No scrubbing needed, unless you have like super dirty ones here, like hinges, which is not the case.
Yeah,
then you could, but I rather have it with a microfiber towel than with a brush, because I call it surface contact area. With a brush, you have this is a contact, this is a contact, this is a contact, and this, and in between your fibers, you have nothing. When you have a microfiber,
you're
and
covering.
you touch it, you're covering far more efficient and less scratching because it's not fully synthetic. Yeah. This is a blower, hot air, cold, high. You can change. We didn't touch the wheel with any...
Physically, we didn't touch it.
with nothing. So if I could do this and if I do this, we didn't...
Absolutely clean.
What else do you need as coating maintenance on this wheel? Even inside, when you look inside, it's not...
clean.
Yeah.
It is clean. We're inside Gion's studio. It is a really cool place. So I wanted to give a bit of a background.
Yeah.
A lot of people had questions in the previous video.
Sure.
Why is the car so swirled up?
Yeah.
And I explained this to you, but I'm going to explain it to the viewers as
Yeah.
well. Arthur, who painted the car, has done a brilliant job painting the car. And he wanted to go an extra step for me and make sure that the car is like really, really good. Unfortunately, he's not a detailer, so he ended up washing and polishing the car, but he did it somewhat quickly, and he created a lot of swirls and scratches all over. And that's what we need to fix.
Yeah, we'll fix it. So I did
talk to them. I wasn't upset or anything because I knew that we were going to be doing this just to make it 100% perfect. But this is something that they're not going to do again.
It's a really nice paint job, and they did sand for sure to have some
mirror finish sort of.
Less structural, like orange peel, which you can see. And I'll show you some defects where I can see. You will see here. I will make some mark with my finger. Try to find all these pigtails.
That's from the polishing machine.
From the sanding machine. Yeah. So the pigtails are made by when you sand, you remove clear coats. When you don't flush enough, or when the paper is saturated, the clear coat, because of the movement of the machine, starts to dig in. And they make like we call like pigtails. And they're not the easiest to remove, depends.
How deep it is,
Yeah, you see all these like small marks, and here you have I'll draw it a lot more here.
Oh yeah. You see it big time there.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is pretty typical after
this is typical after they do like sand and polish, because we degreased the car, so we removed all the oils. So this will only be more visible because of that. Yeah. When you just polish, this might be hidden, but it will come back after what we strip washed. Look into this corner.
Yeah.
You see in this edge? You see? This is where they sanded, and they didn't properly remove it with the polisher.
You can see here a lot of spots as well.
Yeah.
You can see it clearly on the camera.
Yeah.
That's from like water stains, or?
This can already be from water stains, so we have to be, when we polish, we have to be cautious on temperature. We don't want to create a lot of heat here.
So this is the biggest defect, let's say, that I saw.
This one.
It's this scratch here.
Yeah.
You can see it clear as day.
It's
but it's not deep, thankfully.
It's not you don't feel it with the nail, so we will be able to remove it. And this is something that you see here. So
polishing compound.
Yeah. So this is and sometimes this can be really hard to remove, because when it dries out, some stuff will be hand polished as well, just to remove like water spots or anything. By hands, because sometimes we cannot reach
get the machine in there,
so we can do it by hand.
This is why in 99% of the cases the car has to go to a detailer after a paint job, because
you have to.
They're not gonna spend days and days perfecting the paint after.
So it's a cool challenge. It will take some time because it's a big car.
Yeah, it's massive.
But we'll I think the results will be really, really cool. I think it's gonna be like a different car.
Alpina getting the royal treatment.
So I took some clay because I felt that for me it doesn't.
It needs
there is something on the paint that's not okay. So this can be overspray, But I've had an issue once, and it was, you know what else it can be? Film of hard water. So I'll push the clay against the window, always.
Another thing is when the car was transported from Poland to my shop back in Frankfurt, put on open trailer, the weather was terrible. They had so much salt on the road, and when the car came, the whole thing was covered in salt. Everything.
That's probably on the paint. So I'll do very light spreads and just try to check.
See what we get.
Straight lines. We need to polish anyway, but so I do straight lines. Not too much clay loop, because when you use too much clay loop, you're not effective. I will make some marring. I don't care. We need
because
the marring is easily
anyway.
removable with the. We can just see this.
Oh, huge difference.
And this. Feel it. Feel here.
My hands are sweaty, so do it yourself.
So this feels like paint.
Feels like sandpaper. And you're using quick detailer?
No, this is clay loop.
That's clay loop.
Clay loop. This is like specific because clay loop is like a lubrification, but when I wipe it off, I don't have a greasy leftover.
So thankfully I found a really nice subscriber, Matthias, and he's gonna transport the car back from Gion to my shop.
Oh, that's cool.
My dojo, and he has a closed trailer.
Oh, so that's the best you can do.
Next time, Matthias, you're driving to Poland to bring the car back to Germany.
Oh, this feels completely different surface.
Nice and smooth.
I want to do like small test spot, what we can achieve here. I will first take out kind of dual action machine. Normally I'm a rotary guy. I will use a lot during the week. I will use a lot of rotary because it gives me faster result with even a better finish. But for now I will just try to check.
But say for novice polisher, detailers,
I mean,
rotary is not something you want to use, right? Because you can burn through the clear coat.
Yes, easily. And also when I always say when you're a master of something, a guy who is a master at dual action polishing will always be better than a guy who thinks he's good at rotary. Because this is the problem. Rotary, you need a lot of, I call it flying hours, like hours behind, and not like 10 cars. I'm talking about hours, like 1,000 to 2,000 with the machine. I have a Gion cutting pad, medium cutting pad with a medium cutting compound. Okay, I know the pigtails probably might be really deep and we will not be able to remove it, but I want to be sure that I'm not too aggressive from the beginning. So I'm just going to check what it brings, and then I will know, okay, maybe for this area I will need stronger, but maybe for this area this will work. First time I use the pad, I'm going to use a bit more product, just to make sure that I'm not...
To lube the pad.
Yeah, that I'm not dry polishing.
All right.
Now, it makes no sense to polish for 5 minutes, When you polish, try to stick with, for sure with Gion polishes, you have like frame from 1 to 1.5 minute maximum. Everything over it, you are going downwards. Cutting power is done, and you can have like...
And it's going to stick maybe.
Stick, temperature goes high, etc., etc. Just remove
the compound.
You see they're all still there. You have these long ones, So you have the deeper scratches. We can step up the game by a lot of things. We can use microfiber, etc. What I will do now, just to, when you check here, you will see a lot of sanding marks here as well. It's like full dull spot, It's not gonna work.
You're gonna have to go a bit more aggressive.
This is also very important because this edge, because we do now 50-50, but I will tape this off because this is a plastic part. When I go over it with my machine and I hit all the time this edge, it will be off for 100% sure. You will. A lot of people focus down here. The machine is turning inside there, and it burns off this edge. It sits a little bit the same, but sometimes when it sits
a bit higher,
you're already done. And it's plastic, so plastic temperature is different than metal temperature. So it rises quicker, it can be burned quicker as well. We can try to do microfiber, but I will take my rotary and I will take wool and I will do a first cut to get it like with a lot of holograms and like swirl marks on the rotary.
But it will take the deep scratches out.
I need to take that
Because this was one of my problems when I was doing this myself. focusing to get it to 99% perfect.
I know.
And I can't remove this.
Yes.
And then some people revert to sanding as well.
Yeah.
And then you create more sanding marks and they're even more
Yes.
difficult to remove.
Yeah, exactly. So you have 608 microns. Yeah.
So it's repainted panel.
Yeah, repainted panel, 499, 494. So if I measure here, 527. The thing is that this gives you only the idea of the total thickness. So from the substrate with the primer, the color, and the clear. You don't know how much clear you have. I have a tool that can measure clear coat, but it's a very expensive one, which will measure the layers. Yeah. Of course, when this is repainted, it will have more clear coat than
from the factory. So when we're looking at the factory paint, you will generally get readings 120, 140.
140, which will mean that, imagine normally it's like a rough estimate. You have between, let's say 30, depending the manufacturer, 35 microns and 70 microns of clear coat. You always have to be careful to not take away more than between 10 and 12%, and you need to. But in this case, resprayed, I'm pretty sure you will have at least 100 microns of on this. Yeah. Amateurs to do, it sounds like easy, but you can do a lot of wrong. I will do grease later. I will have a lot of
haze. I can see that on.
I like my wool marks. Yeah, you see my wool marks, which is no problem because this will I remove with the next step. But when
you know what I don't see? The pigtails.
Exactly.
Wow, but
I will take now
cut through that so easily and efficiently.
So I now switch to foam pads.
Oh my, this is not even the final step and it already looks...
No. I'm just gonna show you the depth.
Big main one, like the big scratches from before.
You see, we have a hologram. This is from the pad because we still use a medium pad and we still use a cutting compound. So I will finish this out to have like fully pop. We can do this, but you can see some light marks of the pad, but you see the color coming and the metallic coming.
Wow.
And you see no more pigtails here, no more dull spots.
Now you can see clear as day. We had big scratches right over there at the end of the hood towards the corner there.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
So now what I will do is I will first degrease because this is now still a lot of oil. Paint is cool, not warm. So I will just remove any oils. So this is just the process that I will do on the whole car. You know, every time I polish. What we will have now is the true results of what I did with the polishing. So we will have holograms, but we don't have any pigtails coming back. We
completely
have
gone.
Some completely gone. I can switch temperature, so I can go to super cool. And you will see I still have a small mark here and a small mark there.
Yeah, camera can't even catch it.
Yeah, so...
But you can.
But I can. When we play with this color, it's like a massive difference in depth. So now I'm gonna just do like a finish just to show you, and then we will tape it off and we will try to see the difference. This is what I also want to show is that it looks simple, but look at every point that I'm passing with my machine.
It's even.
It's even. And this is consistency in polishing. Yeah. The more consistent you are in polishing, the nicer and the even the finish will be. Normally I will always make sure that there is no dust of the other polish. It's just for the sake of the testing, right? So you have to look into the paint. Now you will see the depth of the color.
Wow. I mean, look at that paint.
Look at it with your camera, with your face, you will see it. When you look at it, it's different.
Yep.
When you change angle
completely
of
different
camera,
color now.
Yeah. So, but you don't have anything left, even on the corners, on the edges. It's
amazing.
It's like.
So I've been doing, let's call it hobby paint correction and whatnot, and I always struggle to remove deeper scratches and stuff like that from sanding marks or pigtails or whatever. And now you removed it in like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but this is where I, for example, after this, I will go one step further. When I spend the time with the rotary, it's
efficient.
It's efficient, and then I have still time left to do this extra mile. So when you start here, you have like dark and like rather dullish, yeah? It's like a different color. I will try to kill the lights, maybe you will see it now.
Oh yeah.
Do you see how much more blue we are getting out of it?
Wow, the paint is going to look even more amazing. So this is essentially the method that you're going to be using here.
Yeah. In case of this and the sanding marks that we have and the spots, because with our dual action machine, you will always create like micro marring because of the movement of the machine. And I want to have like a nice and sharp finish. So I will try to use as much rotary as possible, like for 95% on the car. When you look, it's hard maybe to catch on camera, but when you look into it and you look here and then you go to there.
In person, for the camera, it's really difficult to catch that, but in person, the difference is astonishing. The depth that you get with paint correction versus the old, unpolished.
And it's and to be honest, it's a freshly painted
car.
So this is what people say, we have a brand new car, what are you gonna polish?
That's the thing, even if you buy a brand spanking new car, you drive it off the lot, it's gonna have the same issue because it's been through so many hands and the manufacturer, they're not going to paint correct the car.
And it's washed at the dealership, sometimes some dealers, they drive it through the car wash, you know? I will blow it now against the wall. we remove clear coat, right? So when we remove clear coat, anyway, it's in our pad. It's not gonna...
You have to blow it out.
Yeah, so I try to blow it out, start again clean, and then in this case I'm gonna use some Compound Plus and just give it a final cut. So goal was just to cut out some deep ones that were left, so you don't have to over polish, and you don't need to. It looks pretty good. Just to give you an idea, we have 25.8, 25, 26 inside. I polished it, we have 30.6. So I probably will be at polishing time maybe at 33, 34, 35, which is very low.
Is the wool with DA pad also effective?
Yes, good question. The only thing is wool is made to turn in this direction. When you have wool and it goes on a DA movement, it starts to tangle. So your finish will not be as even. We can do this with DA, it will run cool, but your finish will not be as nice. And your wool will, in the middle, start to do this.
Twist.
And these knots can make also some severe scratches. So it's meant to be on a rotary. This is my first wipe of solvent. And this is my second wipe with prep. And how you can know is that this is degreased. And this is where a rotary comes in. When you don't know how to do it, you will burn it.
And the quality of the paint job?
It's good. The quality of the paint job is actually nice. We don't have any it's nice and smooth, no dry edges. Really cool. So I have a lot of material to work with. I think it's also a pretty nice clear coat because it corrects really nice. So this is also something I cannot explain when, it's about experience, but when I cut it with wool pretty slow, I have a very good amount of correction in my first run, which makes the clear coat not overly hard. After some degreasing, I'm really happy with this, so I decide okay, I can now go to finishing pad. Same what I told you. It's like the consistency uniform on the edges. I don't have the pad is turning everywhere. All the edges, remember we had a lot of sanding marks here on this edge. It was like dull spot here. And here you see the before, which we didn't do yet. Look, wait. Do you see the scratches, the deep scratches there?
Yep.
And the dullness, and then we got the blue. It's much more comfortable to use a small machine here than to use the big one. Curved panels, I have only this area, I have this area, I have this part to do. So it's far better to be controllable and manageable with a smaller pack than with a bigger pack. What I like to show you now is where sometimes the rotary gets so much better. So, okay, you see, I removed the upper scratches now.
The thin
ones. But come here.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
And check here how deep ones we have. So this is where you see this here. Yeah, and this one straight, bam, and here.
Yep.
Tack, 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 tack. Here are pretty severe. So yeah, exactly there. You see, this is a standing mark. So this is where I know that, okay, you will do this 4 times with the dual action.
GA, yeah.
4 times. I will cut once with wool, and I'm at your 4 times.
It's like you're dancing with the machine.
I'm gonna switch to the small one.
Your hand movements are so impressive. It's all even, uniform.
Yes. It has to be, because otherwise you'll end up with a big mess.
Wow, unbelievable. You can actually see salt here.
The following day, PPF specialist Stef joined us. He will be putting paint protection film over the entire front end for the ultimate protection against rock chips, scuffs, and light scratches.
I'm gonna give you microfiber cutting pads, yeah, and compound plus to try to tackle.
And this is soap water soap and water, something like that.
We call it slip solution. It's just soap and water. If we do a pre-cut, like I mentioned, you have to do a lot of positioning of the film, and then this just keeps the film sliding and gliding for you to be able to position.
Okay. Yep. Now he's stacking one side to fix it, just to have one
anchoring point.
The main thing that I'm doing now is just making sure that the PPF is as flat as possible before I start to squeegee. Okay?
Because once you squeegee,
if you have these wrinkles and you squeegee over, you will see them through the PPF. The only thing now is I have to check that I can squeegee out the slip solution towards where the film is still open. Okay, and here we have all slip solution, so the PPF is still floating.
But here you can't even tell that there's PPF on the paint.
Yeah, and now you will see it happen after 20-30 minutes. The PPF will start to settle and you will always leave some residue of slip solution behind. So after half an hour, normally you will have very small bubbles underneath the PPF. This is normal because as long as it's just like water, then it's fine. Sometimes you will have air trapped underneath. The air cannot go anywhere because it's a fully closed film. As long as it's just water, it will evaporate and the film will afterwards settle. And this is the good thing about PPF, the self-healing part, because you don't have to be you have to be careful in terms of hand washing the car, but if you have very small scratches that you can have from hand washing the car, then as soon as the sunlight hits the panel and this panel,
it'll heat
in
up.
summertime it will get 80 or 90 degrees. it will self-heal.
This is what people like, first of all, like think, oh, it's gonna look like that.
No.
Yeah, this is what I told him.
Ah, yeah, he explained this to me, the bubbles and stuff.
Here I have a bucket of water. At some point I was squeegeeing and then I noticed that it was already tagging. I had to go somewhere. I'd rather leave a small bucket of water here than push it through the PPF that was already dried, you know, because then it will leave a mark. Like I said, now if you leave it, maybe if you come back tomorrow, most of it will be gone. At least a couple of days it will be gone, you know?
Yeah, but it all comes with experience. Me personally, I would probably start pushing at this.
I flushed the edges just to remove any slip solution residue like soap. This is just normal demineralized water. Some installers will take water with dilution of alcohol. I just use water just to flush the soap. With alcohol it might go a bit faster, but I rather take a bit more water and remove it because at some point the alcohol will diminish the adhesive.
The adhesive, yeah.
Okay, so one of the benefits of Geon PPF is that it has a coating, like a ceramic coating, embedded in the PPF from factory. Okay, so it has what we call a top coat, which is a really durable top coat. So straight out of the box,
Oh wow,
it's
look at
like
that. It's like ceramic coated,
super
right?
hydrophobic.
So you're
That is awesome. So you don't have to...
No. You see the orange peel of the car a little bit, yeah, very little, because we are like under diffuse light and we have this as diffuse light as well. But you don't see this grain of the...
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
texture,
and
the grain.
we are like outside, you will not see any grain, for sure not.
That is amazing.
So
I don't like to say that PPF makes your car look better, okay, because it doesn't. The car looks... If you want to keep it in a museum, don't put PPF on it because it will not look better. Okay, it's for protection purposes. But however, on some cars, even new cars that come straight from factory, even a Ferrari, it will look better with PPF than it would without.
The non-polished factory car.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Normally I will just cut about 1 centimeter of leftover film, which will eventually fold inside. After you wrap the edge, you can always trim on the inside.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't have to cut directly on paint. I just pull off the panel, and so I'm not touching paint. So by removing the emblem, it looks much cleaner afterwards, rather than having a pre-cut, which will then pre-cut all the way around the logo.
Visuals of whatever you see on a car or what you don't see with different lights. The plastic trim from the rear bumper was like, when you look at it, it's like
Faded, white.
faded and white. First of all, I want to clean it properly because this can be polished, mineral deposits, etc. So I take some water spot remover. I also have like all the coating blocks that you can use on the foam, so I spray some product on. It's like a small trick. And you can do with this, like in this case, or you can cut them. I can really go into the plastic structure, clean it properly out, take a microfiber towel. I use some prep to flush, clean this off, and all these tricks like heating up plastic, it's killing your plastic.
I know. People always say that to me. You should try a heat gun at the seatbelt buckle thing. You're just melting the plastic.
You're melting the plastic, you're changing the structure in it. It will come back first of all, and your plastic is gone. You don't need much product. I'll do a couple of drops till here, and then we will see how it looks with the rest of the trim.
Yeah, from now on, this is my go-to for storing plastic instead of painting and whatnot. So that's PPF.
Yeah, that's PPF.
Can you tell it's there?
So now I'm even using diffuser cap to see like structure, you know. So this is the maximum structure that you can actually see. So it's like still a little bit of like moisture, but so now this is how the sun
Would look like. That is really impressive.
All credits to Stef.
Absolutely. Good work, man. Really, really good work.
Yep. Doe maar, ja, doe maar.
Ja, is goed.
Oké. When we have finished your car, you will need some stuff to maintain it properly. Jump into the warehouse here. I'm gonna grab a bag. We'll walk through like a shopping center, you know.
Wheel cleaner.
Iron wheel cleaner. That's you protected the wheels already, but this is like for sure must have. I know you like the
Yep.
APC, so
Great cleaner.
yeah. I'll coat your windows, but when you're on a road trip with any other car, I'll give you a quick view. I'll explain you later. It's to quickly coat your car and not to have to use your wipers. Important one. It's called restart wash. It's like shampoo, but once every 3 washes on your ceramic coated car, I would use this shampoo because it contains also like
To sort of rejuvenate the
exactly.
coating.
A brand new product I really want you to try out as well is Glass Plus. You want to have a quick glass cleaner with hydrophobic properties. Not so durable as Quick View and whatever coating, but
That's the one.
your normal shampoo, every week, every wash, whatever.
That stuff actually I use quite a lot.
Yes, and this is
I love it
yes.
because it leaves a nice matte finish. It's not sticky, it's not
Never.
greasy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And what
I like it.
very little people know, it's like a 99% antibacterial removal. So,
It is,
yeah, and it smells like fresh. Doesn't stain, doesn't make your interior glossy. It does the job. I really love like also the simple quick detailer. It's like no protection, but it adds like lubrification. You can spray this in your drying towel or you can spray it on the panel. Everybody hates cleaning windows and everybody hates cleaning, but our new microfiber lineup has like a glass pack and some other different towels. So I'll drop in some towels. This is the glass pack for your leather. Some interior wipes. We dried the car with
Silk dryer.
the silk dryer. Also the new one.
Yes, the mitts.
The mitts, so the wide sides and the long sides. Tire Express, easy. You can have it on a wet tire, on a dry tire. You decide how glossy you want to make it. We talked about for your engine bay, when you don't have like the possibility to do a proper trim on plastics, but you still want to use like nice, like interior door cards, not too glossy.
Preserve.
You can dilute it 1 to 5 for wheel arches. Spray it in, let it sit. Small bottle will last a lifetime. I will give you a bottle of tar because, and also a bottle of iron, because decontamination of a coated car, even if you drive it like imagine after 20,000 K and you want to like do proper like chemical decon, tar on the lower parts, iron on the full car, glass, everything will not attack your coating, for sure not. But it will remove stuff that might affect or might diminish the effect of your coating. I will give you a big bottle.
Iron.
The iron. Just people used to use this on rims, but there is more on rims than only iron particles from the brake dust, and the brake dust doesn't land only on the tires.
It goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere. So this you can spray on the whole car, windows, whatever. Don't let it dry out. Don't use it in the sun, whatever. You know the drill. But it's very good to chemically decon coated and non-coated cars as well. This I will give you extra.
Wet coat.
Yeah, so because you still have a lot of cars that are not coated.
I do.
And to dry them, it's not always easy. So when you wash your car and it's still wet and it's washed and cleaned and you rinse it, spray this panel at a time. Rinse immediately afterwards and you will have a full hydrophobic panel. I will give you the big bottle together with the APC and you can also get the 4 liters. So when you love it, you order some 4 liters, okay? I'll already put it in your trunk so you won't forget it. And I'll drop in some triggers and everything. I'll arrange it so when you pick up the car we can go over it.
Amazing. Thank you.
So, So first of all, we have mayhem of
Swirls,
of
haziness.
like all the holograms. But here you can see also when you come. I don't know if you can catch it, but look, this is also full sanding. All the sanding marks and the pigtails. I don't know if you see this whole dull spot.
Yeah.
You see it. And then we have, of course, all the holograms. Yeah. Here we have
A big sanding
a
mark.
big on this edge. So. We will have to be very careful.
And again, this is pretty typical
This is
for
typical
a paint
body
job.
shop, and
Yeah.
they're
not gonna spend their
time on like refinishing to the top. So We need to take care of that.
So we removed everything for
Yeah.
like better results. Logo, the emblem, and the trim on the bottom, the license plate, obviously.
Here as well, so that we can also polish this nicely.
So these are brand new taillights from BMW, and they came pre-scratched because they are just boxed poorly in a box with paper and stuff, and you get lots of small scratches everywhere and haziness as well. So you can see actually one that's right there.
You see, here you have some marks, deeper ones. Here you have like deeper mark here on this edge. You have pretty severe ones.
So this is before final.
Before finishing, yeah. We
Final
still have
polish.
some small things left that I want to take out on the edge here.
All right, it's a couple of days later. Yves did his magic, and the word we're looking here is transformed. The car looks unbelievable. Look at that quarter panel. Look at that. Yves, my man, what a job. What a job.
Long days, early mornings. And I have to say I had the help of my friend Andre to help me out in these 2 days, because only myself, to do some things like cleaning out wheel arches and etc. and do some compounding where I then finish later, and it was otherwise not possible. So when people think I can manage, and Stef of course for the PPF, because you cannot manage this size of a car in let's say 5 days. It's not. For me, it's
so much work, and many thanks to them as well. Stef did a phenomenal job with the front end. Can you even tell that there's PPF here? This bumper is extremely complicated with all of the curvatures and stuff happening, and you can't tell. The edges here, there is no way for anyone to tell that the front end is PPF'd. And if you look here, not PPF'd, PPF'd, you can't tell the difference whatsoever. And this is a massive hood, and they managed to do it basically without any dust or imperfections in the PPF. You really are masters of your job, huh?
We try to do our best. It's always a team effort, so.
Man, this is absolutely amazing.
So we took these out, everything is under it. We have no edges. Edges are wrapped. We did the side skirts.
Yep, the side skirts are covered in PPF as well for that extra protection. And do you remember this door? How swirled it was? And now look, you can see both of our faces clear as day there. This is crazy. And you managed to do even the edges there, the corners, which is super, super difficult to do. I know, because I've tried and failed. And you've done almost the entire car with the rotary.
Yeah, it's like I always do 95%. You only do the finishing job, the final steps with the DA, but otherwise it's never gonna be like so accurate in all the edges, and then the finish in the end it's like it's poppy now. It says
man alive. And this looked horrible, all swirled up, scratches everywhere, massive sanding marks here in the corner.
Remember, we are in a dark area, so we don't have like white walls and everything. So this is outside, it's gonna pop even more, you know. It's.
But what impresses me the most, coming up even super close, there isn't even a tiny scratch.
No.
Nothing.
I said,
you managed to get it 100%.
For me, 100% doesn't exist. We get it really close, but to do it all around these edges of the bumper and this edge together with this edge and in these corners, dual action.
Super tricky.
Dual action is not possible. You know?
Remember, really big sanding mark here?
This
Gone.
was fully matte. Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
The rear end as well.
We did the exhaust, of course.
Tips, polished.
Yes. Yeah.
The license plate holder, the lights, all of that is done. There was a big scratch here, and I was really worried about that one because it seemed deep, but Yves managed to get it. I would call this 100%. You can't tell it was there.
No,
there's no way, not even a tiny bit. Yeah. So the only thing that's left for me to do is this high glossy window trim, we are kind of limited with time here. Yves managed to do all of this in like 2 days. Really long hours, but 2 days, which is insane.
2 long days.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I had help for like a door and some parts to compound first a little bit, and then otherwise I would not. But like 16-hour days is...
PPF? No PPF.
It's absolutely almost impossible to see that this is PPF.
No,
There is
no
no
way.
structure. It's like, it's Geon PPF enhanced. It's super glossy. And it has hydrophobic top coat and also has self-healing properties. So you're pretty good to drive it and to preserve the paint. Popping these out and having no seams.
Yeah, that made a huge difference
Having no
for the overall
seams here
finish.
because it's...
I mean, I don't want to drive it now. That's the bad part. And he even went and polished the sunroof, by the way, which looked pretty horrible before. And now you can actually see the dust inside of the sunroof. So
That's your job.
yeah, so now I need to figure out how to clean that. Roof, of course, polished, the mirror finish.
So we now still have coating on
the glass.
On the glass.
Yeah.
So I will like let it sit for like another 10 minutes, then we will wipe it off.
Wipe it off. So beautifully coated trim here. Squeaky clean. This is often where many detailers, I don't want to say drop ball, but they don't clean out all of the edges and stuff, and you can see polish and compound, which if you come close you can definitely see. But here, no, it's 100% clean. Inside of the wheel arch, beautiful and clean. Man, what a job. What a monster of a job.
It was a monster job. It's always a pleasure to work on cars from passionate people as well. So, because the thing is, a lot of people don't, well, I'm not saying appreciate, but they underestimate the amount of time and work that goes into it. So this is what you will have to do, Stratton, as well. When you have dust, don't wipe it, just blow it. Yeah. It's slick, it will come off.
Here you can see this trim inside, cleaned and coated. It's all about the details.
Please don't try to use too much wipers, because
Wow.
your water is gonna glide off.
I really hope that the camera is catching the true condition of the car and the paint. I'm honestly gonna be scared to drive it now.
The thing is, Stratton, you now saw it in the dark, inspected with the light, checked it double.
Yeah.
So when you check it the next time or after 5 washes, it's gonna be you.
It's gonna be me who created scratches and swirls. But this car is never gonna go through a car wash, and Yves taught me how to wash it properly as well. Gave me new tips and techniques and how to do it the best way and not create swirls and scratches. But the thing is, with ceramic coating, it's gonna be super easy to clean it as well. So this trim here, we're gonna do back in the dojo. I'm gonna order a small polisher and then take care of this because he's running out of time and I don't wanna bug him with every little thing. And I should do something as well, shouldn't I? When it comes to cleaning up the car. I cannot believe how good it looks. It didn't look this good when it came out of the factory. It didn't.
No, but I'm 1000% sure. In terms of paint, this polishing is not, no car comes from the factory like that.
Struggling to find the words here. This is... Okay, so the next step is, on Monday, Matthias is going to pick up the car in a closed trailer, transport it back to the dojo, where it's going to sit 7 days at least inside, but minimum 14 days before I even think to wash it.
That's gonna be perfect.
And in the meantime, we're gonna do some small things, polish the B-pillars, do the brakes and whatnot, and then a few final touches, and then we're gonna do the final beauty shots.
That's good.
And then you and Stef, of course, and anyone from GN Team are invited to come to the shop and go for a spin down the Autobahn with this thing.
I'll glad to join you and sit next to you.
I just wanna have it displayed now somewhere where people can actually
Turn
come
it.
and see it. Because this is, wow.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you for this, honestly. Thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate this.
You're welcome.
I know how much it takes because I've done paint correction in the past, and the amount of work that you've done in a few days is insane.
Cool.
I can't stop smiling.
Let's have a coffee.
Let's have a coffee, and if
Let's
you
have
have time, let's go grab dinner. I would love
Yes,
to buy
sure.
a dinner at least.
Sure, we can do that.
And I mean, I can stay here all day and just stare at it because it looks... My God, what have I done? I have accidentally created, well, not really accidentally,
It's not.
but I
It
made
starts
one
to
of the,
become a show car.
yeah, one of the nicest Alpina B7s you'll ever see. Thank you again so much from the bottom of my heart to the entire Gion team.
My pleasure for you, from the team as well, and from everybody who contributed. It's not possible without teamwork.
No, absolutely. All right, let's go grab dinner and then we shall reconvene in the dojo.
I can't express my gratitude enough towards the entire Gion team and Artur Slabek's service. With joint effort, they made Alpina B7 quite literally look better than when it was brand new. Yves is an amazing person and a true master of his craft. Having spent hours with him talking, learning, I'm totally convinced in Gion products and their service, and hoping to work with them again in the future. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode where we'll do the finishing touches back in the dojo. Bye!